What is Great Enlightening Being's dedication equally adapting and according to all sentient beings? The enlightening beings accord with whatever roots of goodness they have accumulated. Small roots of goodness, great roots of goodness, extensive roots of goodness, manifold roots of goodness, measureless roots of goodness, various roots of goodness, roots of goodness as numerous as atoms, incalculable roots of goodness, boundless roots of goodness, inconceivable roots of goodness, immeasurable roots of goodness of the sphere of Buddhahood, roots of goodness of the sphere of the teaching, roots of goodness of the sphere of the religious community, roots of goodness of the sphere of teachers, roots of goodness of the spheres of all sentient beings, roots of goodness of the sphere of skill and means, roots of goodness of the sphere of cultivation of good states of mind, internal roots of goodness, external roots of goodness, roots of goodness of the sphere of the boundless aids to the fostering of enlightenment, roots of goodness of diligently cultivating universal relinquishment, roots of goodness of establishing supreme determination and ultimately keeping pure precepts, roots of goodness of equanimously enduring all, roots of goodness of constant, unregressing perseverance, roots of goodness of entering innumerable concentrations by great skill and means, roots of goodness of skillful analysis by knowledge and wisdom, roots of goodness of knowing the differences in mental patterns of all sentient beings, roots of goodness of universally protecting and nurturing all worlds. Great enlightening beings cultivate and live by these roots of goodness, entering into them, absorbing them, accumulating them, fully developing them. Their awareness and understanding clear, they demonstrate and put them into action. Then they attain forbearance, close the doors of the courses of misery, skillfully embody roots of goodness, bear themselves with complete dignity, get rid of delusion, and fulfill correct action. They are capable of being vessels of the Buddha teaching, and can be fertile fields of blessings and virtue for sentient beings. In the care of the Buddhas, they develop the roots of goodness of Buddhahood, live by the vows of Buddhas, and carry out the works of the Buddhas. Their minds attain freedom equal to the Buddhas of past, present, and future. They proceed to the site of Buddha's enlightenment, plunge into the power of the enlightened, and are endowed with the marks of Buddhas. Transcending all worlds, they do not desire birth in a heaven, do not covet wealth and pleasure, and do not cling to activities. Dedicating all roots of goodness, they are minds of virtue for sentient beings. Abiding in the ultimate path, they envelop all. They remove sentient beings from the paths of delusion and cause them to live by all good principles. They reach all realms, uninterrupted and inexhaustible, opening the gates of omniscient enlightenment, setting up the banner of knowledge, clarifying the great path, able to show it to all worldlings, causing them to get rid of impurity. Their minds well trained, they are born in the house of the enlightened and purify their Buddha nature. Replete with virtuous qualities, they are great fields of blessings. A refuge for the world, they firmly stabilize sentient beings, purifying them all, diligently cultivating all roots of goodness. When great enlightening beings cultivate roots of goodness by the power of pure determination for enlightenment, they think in these terms. These roots of goodness are accumulated by the aspiration for enlightenment, thought of by the aspiration for enlightenment, initiated by the aspiration for enlightenment, willed by the aspiration for enlightenment, caused to grow by the aspiration for enlightenment. They are all due to pity for all sentient beings. They are for the quest for knowledge of all ways of liberation. They are all for the sake of accomplishing the 10 powers of the enlightened. While they thus reflect, their roots of goodness develop further, never regressing. Great enlightening beings also form this thought. May I practice the deeds of enlightening beings forever by these roots of goodness, giving them all to sentient beings, dedicating them all to all sentient beings, including all, excepting none. May they cause countless worlds to be filled with treasures, countless worlds to be filled with raiment, countless worlds to be filled with fine fragrances, countless worlds to be filled with adornments, countless worlds to be filled with infinite jewels, countless worlds to be filled with exquisite flowers, countless worlds to be filled with fine flavorings, countless worlds to be filled with goods, countless worlds to be filled with chairs covered with jeweled screens and spread with fine fabrics, countless worlds to be filled with jeweled crowns variously adorned. Even if one person should be forever coming seeking, I would give these things unceasingly, and as for one, so would I do for all sentient beings. When great enlightening beings give in this way, they have no mind of falsehood or artifice, no mind of seeking or expectation, no desire for name and fame, no regret, no irritating afflictions in their minds. They only develop a mind solely intent on the path of universal knowledge, a mind to give away everything, a mind of pity for sentient beings, a mind to teach and perfect, a mind to cause all to abide in the mind of omniscient knowledge. Great enlightening beings dedicate the roots of goodness in this way, forever carrying out generous giving. Great enlightening beings also form this thought. For the sake of even one sentient being, I would like to cause countless worlds to be filled with prize tame elephants, with gold banners, covered with gold mesh, adorned with all kinds of jewels to use as gifts. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with prize horses, adorned with all kinds of precious ornaments to use as gifts. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with female musicians capable of playing all sorts of beautiful music to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with my own body, arousing the will for enlightenment to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with my own head, developing a non-indulgent mind to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with my own eyes to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with my body's blood, flesh, bones, and marrow, without feeling any attachment to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with the rank of sovereign to use for giving. I would cause countless worlds to be filled with servants to use for giving. Great enlightening beings give various such things to one sentient being, abiding in a magnanimous, totally generous state of mind. And as to one, so did they give to all sentient beings in the whole realm of sentient beings. Great enlightening beings perform the acts of enlightening beings throughout the future in one world, giving such things to one and all, satisfying everyone. And as they do in one world, so also they do in all worlds in space throughout the cosmos. They cover all with great compassion, unremittingly, extending sympathy and mercy to all, providing them with what they need. They do not let conditions stop their practice of giving, and never grow weary of it even for a moment. When great enlightening beings give in this way, they give rise to these frames of mind: an unattached mind, an unfettered mind, a liberated mind, a mind of great strength, an extremely profound mind, a well-concentrated mind, a non-clinging mind, a non-subjective mind, a well-controlled mind, an undistracted mind, a mind without arbitrary conceptions, a mind endowed with all kinds of precious essences, a mind not seeking reward, a mind comprehending all things, a mind abiding in great dedication, a mind skillfully determining meanings, a mind to cause all sentient beings to abide in unexcelled knowledge, a mind producing the great light of truth, a mind entering omniscient knowledge. In every moment of thought, great enlightening beings dedicate the roots of goodness they have gathered in this way. May all sentient beings have abundant wealth and lack nothing. May all sentient beings develop inexhaustible stores of great virtues. May all sentient beings fully experience all peace and happiness. May all sentient beings develop and extend the work of great enlightening beings. May all sentient beings fulfill infinite supreme qualities. May all sentient beings gain the vehicle of universal knowledge which never rolls back. May all sentient beings see all the Buddhas of the 10 directions. May all sentient beings be forever rid of the dust and dirt of confusions and delusions of the world. May all sentient beings attain pure, impartial minds. May all sentient beings be free from difficulties and attain omniscience. When great enlightening beings practice dedication in this way, they are inspired with joy. It is to cause all sentient beings to gain well-being and peace, to cause all sentient beings to attain impartial minds, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind capable of relinquishment, to cause all sentient beings to live with an all-giving mind, to cause all sentient beings to live with a joyfully giving mind, to cause all beings to live with a mind to give to bring eternal freedom from destitution, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to give all goods and treasures, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind of universal giving, immeasurable giving, total giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to unending giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind giving away all without regret or affliction, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to give away all things to support life, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to appropriate giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to inclusive giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind of extensive great giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind to give away unlimited adornments as offerings, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind of giving without attachment, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind of equanimous, impartial giving, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind of giving with extremely great adamantine strength, to cause all sentient beings to live with a mind giving like the light of the sun, to cause all sentient beings to live with a giving mind embracing the wisdom of the enlightened, to cause all sentient beings to be fully accompanied by roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to always be in the presence of roots of goodness, knowledge, and wisdom, to cause all sentient beings to attain the fullness of incorruptible pure minds, to cause all sentient beings to develop the most pure roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to wake up from the stupefaction of afflictions, to cause all sentient beings to annihilate all doubt and confusion, to cause all sentient beings to attain the pure virtues of equanimous knowledge, to cause all sentient beings' virtuous qualities to be fully developed and immune to deterioration or corruption, to cause all sentient beings to have pure, imperturbable concentration, to cause all sentient beings to abide in indestructible omniscience, to cause all sentient beings to fully accomplish the functions of innumerable enlightening beings' pure spiritual powers, to cause all sentient beings to accumulate roots of goodness free from attachment, to cause all sentient beings to think of all Buddhas of past, present, and future with pure minds, to cause all sentient beings to produce superlative pure roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to eliminate all hindrances to enlightenment produced by the action of demons, to cause all sentient beings to be fully endowed with unobstructed, pure, equal, virtuous qualities, to cause all sentient beings to open wide the doors of all roots of goodness and be able to fully develop pure virtues, to cause all sentient beings to always recollect the Buddhas with a broad mind, never slacking or giving up, to cause all sentient beings to always approach the Buddhas and diligently attend them, to cause all sentient beings to have immeasurable minds, broad and great minds, most excellent minds, thoroughly pure, to cause all sentient beings to develop minds of pure, impartial generosity, to cause all sentient beings to keep the Buddha's precepts equally and purely, to cause all sentient beings to attain great transcendent forbearance, to cause all sentient beings to have transcendent energy, never becoming lazy, to cause all sentient beings to abide in immeasurable concentration and be able to awaken all kinds of spiritual knowledge, to cause all sentient beings to attain transcendent wisdom, knowing all phenomena have no inherent nature, to cause all sentient beings to fulfill the infinite pure realm of truth, to cause all sentient beings to fully develop the pure roots of goodness of all mystic powers, to cause all sentient beings to abide in the practice of impartiality, build up good qualities, and perfect them all, to cause all sentient beings to be able to comprehensively enter the spheres of all Buddhas, to cause all sentient beings to be universally pure in thought, word, and deed, to cause the results of all sentient beings' good works to be universally pure, to cause all sentient beings' understanding of all things to be universally pure, to cause all sentient beings' realization of true meaning to be universally pure, to cause all sentient beings' cultivation of excellent practices to be universally pure, to cause all sentient beings to fulfill the great vows of all enlightening beings with universal purity, to cause all sentient beings to fulfill all roots of goodness based on unity of being, and to dedicate them to the production of the vehicle of universal knowledge, perfecting them in every way, to cause all sentient beings to realize all virtues and knowledge with universal purity, to cause all sentient beings to fully develop a vision of all Buddhas without attachment, to cause all sentient beings to be endowed with Buddha's marks and embellishments, their adornments of virtue fully complete, to cause all sentient beings to fully develop clear speech, thoroughly trustworthy, adorned with 100,000 qualities, replete with the unhindered subtle voice of the Buddhas, to cause all sentient beings to attain unobstructed, equanimous minds adorned by the 10 powers, to cause all sentient beings to attain the inexhaustible light of truth of all Buddhas, with all powers of elucidation fully developed, to cause all sentient beings to manage the lion's roar of the unexcelled fearless hero among humans, to cause all sentient beings to attain universal knowledge and turn the wheel of teaching which never rolls back, to cause all sentient beings to have full comprehension of all the teachings and to reveal and expound them, to cause all sentient beings to cultivate pure ways appropriate to the times, fully developing them, to cause all sentient beings to equally and purely perfect the unexcelled treasures of teachings of the Guide, to cause all sentient beings to fully perfect individual adornments, innumerable adornments, great adornments, the adornments of all Buddhas, to cause all sentient beings to equally penetrate all objects in all times, reaching them all, to cause all sentient beings to be able to go to all Buddha fields, listen to and absorb the true teachings, to cause all sentient beings' wisdom and altruism to be honored by the world, equal to the Buddhas, to cause all sentient beings to know all things comprehensively by means of universal knowledge, to cause all sentient beings to carry out the practice of unshakability and realize the fruit of non-obstruction, consummating these in every way, to cause all sentient beings' roots of goodness to evolve into spiritual powers, able to know the faculties of all living beings, to cause all sentient beings to attain non-discriminatory, impartial knowledge, universally pure in regard to unity, to cause all sentient beings not to deviate from truth and to be endowed with all roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to clearly comprehend all the autonomous spiritual powers of enlightening beings, to cause all sentient beings to attain the inexhaustible virtues of all Buddhas, completely equal whether in terms of virtue or knowledge, to cause all sentient beings to arouse the determination for enlightenment and to understand perfectly the equality and unity of all things, to cause all sentient beings to comprehend the truth and become the highest fields of blessings for the world, to cause all sentient beings to develop impartial, pure compassion and be fields of great power for all donors, to cause all sentient beings to be foremost in steadfastness so that nothing can break them down, to cause all sentient beings to be beneficial to all who see them and to be invincible, to cause all sentient beings to be well able to comprehend all true principles and attain fearlessness, to cause all sentient beings to radiate a single light which illumines all worlds in the 10 directions, to cause all sentient beings to cultivate all the enlightening beings' vigorous practices without shrinking back, to cause all sentient beings to fulfill all practical vows by means of one practical vow, to cause all sentient beings to make all hearers attain understanding by means of one sublime voice, to cause all sentient beings to be able to fully develop the pure mind of all enlightening beings, to cause all sentient beings to get the opportunity to meet good teachers and serve them all, to cause all sentient beings to unremittingly cultivate the practices of enlightening beings and harmonize and pacify living beings, to cause all sentient beings to teach according to potential with inexhaustible powers of elucidation, to cause all sentient beings to be able to know all minds with one mind, and to impartially dedicate all roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to always gladly accumulate all sorts of goodness and establish sentient beings in pure knowledge, to cause all sentient beings to attain the pure body of virtue and knowledge of omniscience, to cause all sentient beings to know the roots of goodness of all living beings, to practice dedication perceptively and perfect them all, to cause all sentient beings to attain universal knowledge and realize true enlightenment, complete in every way, to cause all sentient beings to attain full knowledge of spiritual powers, appearing in all places when appearing in one place, to cause all sentient beings to attain knowledge of universal adornment, all communities being adorned and purified when they adorn and purify one community, to cause all sentient beings to see all Buddha lands in one Buddha land, to cause all sentient beings to adorn all Buddha lands throughout with all adornments, unspeakably many adornments, innumerable adornments, infinite adornments, to cause all sentient beings to be able to understand with certainty the most profound meaning of all things, to cause all sentient beings to attain the foremost autonomous spiritual powers of the enlightened ones, to cause all sentient beings to attain autonomous spiritual powers which are not one, not different, and replete with all virtuous qualities, to cause all sentient beings to fulfill all equal roots of goodness and be crowned by the Buddhas, to cause all sentient beings to fully realize the body of pure knowledge, supreme in all realms of existence. Thus do great enlightening beings compassionately aid and comfort all sentient beings, causing them all to be purified, to give up envy and jealousy, to experience the most wonderful bliss, to be endowed with great charisma, to develop great resolute faith, to forever abandon anger and other blinding pollutants, so their hearts are pure, straightforward, and gentle, without deception or deviousness, confusion or folly, so they carry out emancipating practices, consolidating an incorruptible mind of impartiality, never regressing, their power of pure conduct fully developed without affliction or loss. They practice dedication skillfully, always cultivating right practices, civilizing sentient beings, destroying all bad actions, cultivating the roots of goodness of all austerities. They also induce sentient beings to cultivate themselves, accepting suffering for the sake of all conscious creatures. Observing roots of goodness with the eye of great knowledge, knowing they all have knowledge and wisdom as their essence, they expediently dedicate them to all sentient beings. This is to cause all sentient beings to be able to abide in the realm of all pure virtues, to cause all sentient beings to be able to embody all roots of goodness, to know the natures and meanings of virtues, to cause all sentient beings to purify all roots of goodness, to cause all sentient beings to plant good qualities in fields of blessings and have no regrets in their hearts, to cause all sentient beings to be able to embrace all living beings and cause everyone to head for universal knowledge, to cause all sentient beings to take in all roots of goodness, all in accord with impartial dedication. Also, they dedicate these roots of goodness in this way. May all sentient beings attain ultimate peace. May all sentient beings attain ultimate understanding. May all sentient beings ultimately live in pure ways. May all sentient beings attain unhindered insight. May all sentient beings tune their minds well. May all sentient beings be fully endowed with the 10 powers and tame living beings. When great enlightening beings practice dedication in this way, they do not become attached to actions, to consequences, to the body, to objects, to lands, to places, to sentient beings, to the non-existence of sentient beings, to all things, or to the non-existence of all things. When great enlightening beings make dedication in this way, they distribute these roots of goodness throughout the world, that all sentient beings may fully develop Buddha knowledge, attain pure minds with clear, comprehensive wisdom, their inner minds silent and serene, unmoved by external objects as they extend and develop the family of Buddhas of past, present, and future. When great enlightening beings cultivate and practice such dedications, they transcend all, so none can surpass them. All the words of praise in the world would be insufficient to describe them. They cultivate all the practices of enlightening beings and are able to go to all Buddha lands and see all the Buddhas without hindrance. Also, they can see the courses of action of the enlightening beings of all worlds. With expert skill and means, they analyze the most profound statements and meanings of all the teachings. Attaining total mental command, they endlessly expound the wondrous teaching. For the sake of sentient beings, from moment to moment they appear, like reflections, in untold worlds attending the Buddhas. In every instant they adorn untold worlds, causing all to be completely adorned and purified throughout. They cultivate the knowledge to adorn Buddha lands tirelessly. Moment to moment they cause untold hundreds of thousands of billions of sentient beings to attain purity and complete impartiality. In those Buddha lands they diligently practice all ways of transcendence, save sentient beings, accomplish pure action, and attain unobstructed ears, hearing, absorbing, and retaining the teachings of each Buddha in untold worlds, energetically practicing them without even a thought of giving up. They abide in the spiritual powers of enlightening beings in which there is no acquisition, no dependence, no fabrication, and no attachment. In a single instant, in the time of a finger snap, they can project themselves to untold Buddha worlds. They have the same insight as all enlightening beings. When great enlightening beings cultivate the practice of enlightening beings in this way, they can fully develop infinite pure virtues, which could never be exhaustively recounted or extolled, and accomplish unexcelled enlightenment, realizing the equality and purity of all Buddha fields, equality and purity of all sentient beings, equality and purity of all bodies, equality and purity of all faculties, equality and purity of all fruits of action, equality and purity of all congregations and sites of enlightenment, equality and purity of all completely fulfilled practices, equality and purity of all knowledge of methods of the teaching, equality and purity of the vows and dedications of all Buddhas, and equality and purity of the realms of spiritual powers of all Buddhas. When great enlightening beings practice dedication in this way, they attain the complete adornment of infinite virtues of gladdening teachings of which all qualities are pure. In this dedication, sentient beings are not at variance with all lands. Lands are not at variance with all sentient beings. Lands and sentient beings are not at variance with actions. Actions are not at variance with lands and beings. Thought is not at variance with mind. Mind is not at variance with thought. Thought and mind are not at variance with objects. Objects are not at variance with thought and mind. Actions are not at variance with consequences. Consequences are not at variance with actions. Practice is not at variance with the course of practice. The course of practice is not at variance with practice. The nature of things is not at variance with their characteristics. The characteristics of things are not at variance with their nature. The birth of things is not at variance with their nature. The nature of things is not at variance with their birth. The equality of lands is not at variance with the equality of living beings. The equality of living beings is not at variance with the equality of lands. The equality of all living beings is not at variance with the equality of all things. The equality of all things is not at variance with the equality of all living beings. The equality of the realm of dispassion is not at variance with the equality of stability of all living beings. The equality of stability of all living beings is not at variance with the equality of the realm of dispassion. The past is not at variance with the future. The future is not at variance with the past. The past and future are not at variance with the present. The present is not at variance with the past and future. The equality of worlds is not at variance with the equality of Buddhas. The equality of Buddhas is not at variance with the equality of worlds. The actions of enlightening beings are not at variance with universal knowledge. Universal knowledge is not at variance with the actions of enlightening beings. When great enlightening beings dedicate in this way, they realize the equality of actions, the equality of consequences, the equality of bodies, the equality of expedients, the equality of vows, the equality of all sentient beings, the equality of all lands, the equality of all practices, the equality of all knowledge, the equality of the Buddhas of all times. They get to serve all Buddhas, attend and provide for all enlightening beings, and plant all roots of goodness. They are able to fulfill all great vows, teach and transform all sentient beings, and know all actions comprehensively. They get to serve and provide for all good teachers, and enter all enlightenment sites with pure congregations. They manage to comprehend and master all true teachings, and fully develop all pure qualities. This is the great enlightening being's seventh dedication, dedication equally adapting to all sentient beings, dedication in accord with all sentient beings. When great enlightening beings accomplish this dedication, then they can crush all demons. Pulling out the thorns of craving, they attain the bliss of emancipation. Abiding in non-duality, they have great mystic powers. They rescue sentient beings and protect them, being monarchs of virtue. Their power of psychic travel is unhindered, and they go to all lands. They enter the realm of extinction, yet may assume any form. They accomplish the deeds of enlightening beings, and their minds attain autonomy in all practices and vows. They analyze and comprehend all things. They are able to be born in all Buddha fields. They attain unobstructed ears and can hear all sounds and voices in all lands. They attain the pure eye of wisdom and always see all Buddhas. In all realms they develop roots of goodness, their minds without pride or obsequiousness. They attain non-acquisitiveness in regard to all things. Great enlightening beings dedicate all roots of goodness equally in accord with all sentient beings. Then the enlightening being Diamond Banner, spiritually empowered by the Buddha, looked over the 10 directions and said in verse, "The virtues of what enlightening beings do are subtle, great, and most profound. Their practice of even one moment they can dedicate without bounds. Enlightening beings' accoutrements, various, abundant, and limitless numbers, prize elephants and horses, drawing carts, clothing, rare goods, all especially fine, or their heads, eyes, hands, and feet, or their bodies, flesh, bones, and marrow, they give to all in infinite worlds, filling the 10 directions. The virtues they've cultivated for countless eons they dedicate, all, wishing to rescue sentient beings, never retreating from this determination. Enlightening beings to serve the living always practice supreme dedication, causing all worlds to attain peace and happiness, that everyone may attain the highest fruit. Enlightening beings universally make impartial vows, and whatever pure works they have accumulated they dedicate to all living beings, never giving up this great commitment. Enlightening beings' willpower is unlimited and dauntless, taking in all worlds, thus dedicated to living beings with never any discrimination. They vow that sentient beings' knowledge be clear, their generosity and self-control all pure, diligent in cultivation, indefatigable. This great commitment they never give up. Enlightening beings' dedication reaches the other shore. They open the gates of the pure, sublime teaching. Their knowledge the same as the Buddha, they analyze the true meaning and attain the ultimate. Enlightening beings are masters of verbal expression and various kinds of knowledge. They explain the teaching according to truth without hindrance, and yet their minds are not attached to it. They do not create duality in things, nor do they create non-duality. They are free of duality and non-duality, realizing they are just manners of speaking. They know all worlds are equal, being naught but the doings of mental talk, and sentient beings are phantoms without reality, all results of conditions. The various consequences in all worlds are each different. All are made from the power of acts. If action is stopped, all come to an end. Enlightening beings observe all worlds, their words, deeds, and thoughts impartial, and they induce sentient beings to be impartial, like the peerless great sage. Enlightening beings' good works they dedicate all to the purification of beings. They're fully endowed with virtue and skill and means, same as the supreme tamer. Enlightening beings aid all living creatures, dedicating their whole ocean of virtues, vowing to cause their light to go beyond the world and attain the body of intrepid power. The virtues they cultivate, they pray will purify the world, that the purity of sentient beings be like the incomparable purity of Buddha. Enlightening beings are skilled in interpretation and know the supreme teaching of the Buddhas. They equally dedicate all good works, vowing to make all beings the same as Buddha. Enlightening beings know all things are empty, and all worlds have no existence. There is no creation and no creator, yet the consequences of beings' actions remain. All things, null, not null, they divorce this dualistic discriminating mind. They know all notions are worldly views. Entering the absolute state, conceptualization ends. Thus are true children of Buddha born by transformation from the Enlightened One's teaching. They can practice such dedication well to remove all the world's confusion.